Good evening. Welcome to Investigator News, and I'm your host, Elly. And boy, we got a show for you. We're just going to jump right in. Iran arming Venezuela with weapons very well capable of hitting the United States. Now, over the last few months, we've told you that we have uh, Russia and Cuba, and they're building up strong defenses. Now, we have let Venezuela into the hands of not only Russia, China, and other countries. So now they're going in and they're building ports. And now they have weapons that can reach the United States. That's in our Gulf. Not a good thing, folks. And the IDF is now warning about this, that Iran is aiming. They're aiming at the United States. Um, I let's see. The They warned on Tuesday that Iran has successfully expanded its influence in Venezuela to such a degree that it's planted military assets there and pose a threat to American cities uh, within attack distance of Miami, Florida. Now, if they can hit Florida, they can hit LA. They can hit the tip of Texas. And Iran uses Venezuela as its home base in South America. That's what concerns me. And if they were just to put up a port, but now what is it saying? It's a home base in South America. Iran delivers weapons to Venezuela by air, sea, and very well capable of hitting the United States territory. For example, the Iran Mohajer 6 UAV that displayed during a recently military parade. They did this in Venezuela, folks, as a flight time of 12 hours and a range of 1,200 miles, placing U.S. cities like Miami well within striking distances. And they also warned that cities as low as Miami, so you got to look at where Miami's at. Any of the cities straight across can be pretty much hit in the southern states. Now, they found Iranian boats armed with anti-ship missiles currently off the coast of northwest Venezuela. The report continued noting that the boats are believed to be stationed currently in Zulia State, one of the country's poorest. Even though these boats are not meant to go very far in the ocean, the missiles are. It doesn't matter what boat. It's almost like kamikaze style. We're missing William today. I tried to get a hold of him. I thought maybe he was under the weather, and he's not hasn't got a hold of me yet. So we're concerned. All right, onward. Colorado Secretary of State hit with more bad news. A recall effort is underway. Now, this is Jenna Griswold. Might be seriously regretting her vendetta against former President Donald Trump right now. In addition to the Supreme Court decision on Monday that ruled against her attempt to kick Trump off the ballot under insurrection. There was no insurrection in Colorado. It was in Washington. According to The Hill, okay, they have begun to recall effort by sending Griswold a strongly worded letter that she needs to look at maybe her political power is in jeopardy. And some would say, start packing your bags. I'm hoping we'll see this in New York and down in Georgia. Now we've had Illinois that jump on the bandwagon saying they're going to take them off the ballot. And if they could see that it's only the Supreme Court's going to throw it out. So why is Illinois doing this? Well, it gets it into court, of course. Karen, I like Karen's little statement here. And does our fools know this? Yes, they do. They're in fear. The ballots show, and the ballots have claimed Nikki Haley's gone. There will be a debate between Biden and Trump. What are they going to feed him? Biden, that is. You're going to hype him up on something. Yeah, I'm to the point where this is elder abuse. What do you think, Karen? We know he's having issues. My God, Democrats, take care of him. That's all I have to say. My God, take care of him. Or, oh my God, take care of him. Let him retire in peace. Don't end his career with this of uh, being defeated. I don't like. I'm sorry, I don't like Joe Biden, folks, but I can't see running this guy into the ground and in the dirt, in the mud, and then burying him up and making him look bad. Come on, the Democrat Party's supposed to be better than that. Let him retire in peace. What do you think, Karen? Even bad guys deserve something. The more that comes out on him, the more that's uncovering the Obama administration of Michelle and um, Obama, the Clintons, all being hooked up. You got to think the last few decades, we have looked at either Clinton's, Bush, or Obama's, and be in the middle of everything, even into the Trump campaign, the Trump administration, where a lot of it was still holdovers from Obama and Biden. So when he got in, they were already there. Okay, I'm not going to go no further with that one. Karen, I don't know. I could stick on the whole what they're doing and what they're doing wrong, but everybody's saying it. And so the FBI is hunting for a suspect. Um, a suspected Iranian assassin who targeted Trump officials. Now, the FBI is looking for an Iranian spy who's accused of plotting to assassinate former Trump officials, including the former Secretary Mike Pompeo. It's unclear why the FBI issued its warning in Florida, but the United States government warned in a most wanting notice issued Friday that Farani speaks Spanish and frequently moves between Iran and Venezuela. The U.S. Department of Justice convicted an alleged Iranian operative in 2011 of working with Mexican drug cartels to attempt to assassinate Saudi Arabia's former ambassador. Adel al-Jaber, while he dined at a Georgetown restaurant in January, the DOJ indicted an Iranian gang leader for allegedly working with members of the Hells Angels to kill an Iranian dissident living in Maryland. There's growing evidence that Iran and its allies are operating aggressively inside the U.S. Duh. Karen, we've been saying this for about a year, and I know even William is yelling it. In August of 2022, a self-avowed supporter of the Islamic Republic stabbed a British American novelist in upstate New York, a literary festival. The Department of Justice is still investigating whether Lebanese American assailants was acting directly under Iran's orders in the United States. Lebanese. That's 2022. Isn't that when we were taking a lot of them in? Last January, the DOJ indicted three natives of Azerbaijan for allegedly attempting to murder the Iranian American women's rights activist in New York. This is in New York. Karen, the pattern I see, and even William, the pattern I see is just like we had said, we are letting in assassins or soldiers, the ages of 15, and some of them are even 9 years old that's been trained, to 30-year-olds into the country. Now, oh yeah, I see women and children. Are those the terrorist family? We got to start looking at this, folks, because something fixes to happen on our border. And this is what this is saying. Time and time again, we are having, Iran has warned us, Venezuela's warned us, Russia's warned us, Mexico's warned us, China warned us. Everybody is warning us that they have got enough in the United States that they could start a war here. United States is the last to fall, they say. I mean, if that don't scare the hell out of you, I don't know what will. You want to hear what Hillary had to say? Oh boy. You know me and Hillary. Long history with me and Hillary. She says voters should accept reality about Biden. Vote for him anyway. Him with his administration have made the best decisions ever. And it was the Trump administration that has caused the problems we have today. Vote for Biden anyway, they say. What? Well, what are they going to do when he gets worse? I mean, it's like, Karen, yeah, Larry said 60 to 70 countries have been let in. We've got chaos all around the world that is throwing a fit. Larry's right. Over in Europe, the farmers, and I think I even have a story on this coming up later. No, I don't. I didn't grab it tonight. The farmers are clogging up the city, saying no. Isn't that what we see the truckers in New York? No, we're not going to do this no more. The people are standing up. The people are saying no, no, no. We should be. Throw the tea in the harbor, folks. That's what I say. What do you think, Linda? Linda and Larry. I mean, we're the older guys. Let's just throw the tea in the harbor and say no. Is this going to be another war where we are fighting migrants from all over the world? You look at South America. Well, heck, now they're offering great places to go visit now. Well, what happened to the people that said that they were being the political asylum, or it was so horrible there? Well, they're offering them jobs, and their homeless shelters are empty. But no, they get free stuff here. And that's not what they were paid for. What were they paid for? To come here, 15 to 30-year-olds on a war, a civil war, to take down one of the last countries that has freedom for the World Economic Forum. Even, Klaus Schwab, he's freaking out. He says, oh my God, the people have woken up, not just here in this country, but all over. They're so sick of these migrants. So you paid all that money to come here and what? Lay on our streets? Be homeless with a cash card and a phone? What are you doing? What are you spending your money on? Who are you calling? And they don't seem to mind. Come on, Hillary. Hillary, the people that have fled here love living on our streets. Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm going too slow today. It's finally official. Sweden officially joins NATO. Whoopee. At one point, we didn't want nothing to do with NATO. Why do we want to look at a war that will never end with NATO? They just go around and they just do wars wherever is needed. Trump said no. The GOP says no. We don't want NATO. We don't need NATO. But then what become of NATO? What came after? BRIC. And when Xi Jinping seen NATO, the World Economic Forum, the UN, all siding with NATO, they said, you know what? We need to get our own little force. And the force they have has got, are in the midst of building nuclear weapons. And all we hear about with NATO, oh, we got to worry about Ukraine. Hey, give them some more money. Now, according to Greece Prime Minister, a Russian missile narrowly misses the motorcade of Zelensky. That's close. They do this, folks. How many assassinations have been against Trump or Biden? Even Bush, Clinton's, Iranian leaders. This is something that happens all the time. A Russian missile exploded near the motorcade of carrying a Ukrainian president Zelensky and Greek Prime Minister Mitsotakis in Odessa Wednesday. The missile impacted less than 500 meters from two men and killed at least 5 people. This is according to ABC News. Did they do anything on that, I wonder? It says the explosion was only about 100 meters, which, if true, placed them both within casualty radius of the warhead. According to reports, the motorcade felt the shock wave of the explosion. Yeah, they get close, folks. Now, I know the third year of Trump, we heard there was over 60, maybe over 70 assassination attempts. This is something that happens globally. When you don't want a leader, you got a fascist, a communist, a socialist, Marxist. Just bad, just plain bad. There's going to be, always. Look at JFK. How many assassins did JFK have? Are we ever going to know that? Probably not. Probably not. So with the vote, I kind of looked around and I said, what is interesting about the vote? Well, Adam Schiff kind of sort of won, but he's still got to go into, this is just the primaries. So, yeah, this person won, that person won, but wait a minute. San Francisco overwhelmingly votes to expand law enforcement powers. Oh, And I put my ear to the ground for that in San Diego and uh, over around Maxine Waters, Sacramento, um, uh, around Chico, Oroville area, Marysville, on up to Eureka, all the places I live. And I said, what's going on? Well, they voted they're going to expand law enforcement, and they're proud of it. It was something that actually got put on the ballot. They're veering away from the far left reputation. Yeah, they are. They're overwhelmingly voting in favor of multiple ballot measures designed to rein in crime and out of control drug use. They've even admitted free needles were wrong. Yeah, I said that a long time ago. Don't give them needles. You're just going to encourage them. Yeah, and now they're admitting they were wrong. Proposition E will reportedly make it easier for police officers to pursue suspects. It will also provide the force with new surveillance cameras and drones to make crime fighting jobs easier and hopefully more effective. Proposition F was created to help adults struggling with drug addiction and dependency by implementing a policy that will require those eligible for cash welfare. You test them for drugs, and they said what I've heard out of Sacramento, if you got a marijuana card, then you're going to be okay. What they're looking for is meth and above. If you got methamphetamines in your system, you don't get cash. You don't get cash. You get your food. Now pay your bills. Even the San Francisco mayor, Mr. Breed, backed each one of the winning measures on the ballot. They're tired. They're tired of, when I took my family out there, I've said this many times, of watching drug addicts laying out on the streets with needles in their arms. Those so whacked out they were pooping in front of us. Some of them were passed out in the streets. My grandson, why? My grandson was about 7, 8 years old then. He didn't understand. That is when you look at the mind of a child. He says, why? I had no answers. All right. So pigs, flying pigs on alert. Yes, they're going to get the drones in the air and we're going to start busting these people, they say. Now, my problem is I didn't see anything that said about the price of crime. They allow $1,200 to be taken without being charged. No, let's put it at 100, folks. No, let's put it at 50. $50. You steal more than $50, you're going to go to jail. Well, I didn't see none of that. Super Tuesday. We always have this problem, don't we? I mean, I seen it during the Bush era. I seen it during Obama. I seen it with Hillary and Trump. I seen it with Trump and Biden. Numerous election issues occurred. Of course, malfunctioning ballot scanners to voters having problems with checking in at the polls. Half the country resulted in some voters leaving polling sites without casting a vote. $6,000 in Alabama couldn't even vote. Why? What is the problem? I mean, the voting system has become so corrupt. I'm going to have to say yes, it's been so corrupt We need cameras. Cameras, when they start taking things out of these machines, cameras that count when they count the votes, cameras to make sure that equally of independents, Democrats, and Republicans are taking in and counting, and voting machines that can't be corrupt. They say the system vendor and affected multiple counties is what happened. Texas was even messed up. Utah even experienced difficulties with OR codes for signing up GOP voters for their caucuses. The online system was unable to function. Until we can, and I don't think we could ever fix the voting system. I don't think we can. I think it's unfixable because there's always somebody that's going to cheat, folks. Always somebody that's going to cheat. I just want to say, do not vote early. Do not do it, folks. You have to vote on the day of the election. Who cares? Go stand in that line. You're saying, no, no, I'm just going to mail it in. No, 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 don't do that. Why? Because Democrats have a way of looking to see who voted and who they voted for and the percentage of the vote that came in. And you know they're going to start stuffing, and they're going to stuff and stuff and stuff. The problem is if you vote on election day, they have no clue. They have no clue of who voted, and they can't fix this. All they can do is freak out and hope for the best, and try to put in as many as they can. But is it going to be questionable? Vote on election day, folks. Don't fall for it anymore. Don't fall for, hey, it's so easy. Come on in and vote early. Don't do it, because they'll count that vote and they will put 3 votes in on your vote. Don't do it. Go just painstakingly go stand in line and do it. Take your chair, have someone go stand in your spot and just wait. Don't fall for the stuffing of the ballots. And it's not just Fox News, but everywhere's talking about it, the stuffing of the ballots. So let's not let them do that. And you wonder how they got the numbers? It's because we vote early. They have access. It's been proven. So don't do it. No, don't do it. So hi to Linda, and of course, hi to Larry and Karen. I'll let Karen know a little bit before that I was doing a show tonight. So we got this State of the Union address, and guess what? I had one of my sources out of DC said, you know what they're doing? I said, I think I know because I got the report on it. They're putting a fence up around DC because they don't want nothing bad to happen. And they're building, according to the Biden administration, they're going to put something like a border wall around DC for the State of the Union because they don't want no one bad to get through. They don't want nothing bad to happen. Don't watch it, folks. I'm not watching it. I'm sorry. The less people that watch that State of the Union address crud, do we want to watch a president make a fool of himself? Do you want to hear lies? You want to hear plagiarism? Watch him. It's nothing new about Joe Biden that we hadn't heard in the last, 50 years. Don't watch. No, don't watch it. Okay, this might be a short show. I'm trying to get through this kind of quick. Biden is hiding weapon shipments to Israel and ignores the western part of Gaza or Gaza. Well, we know our allies are Israel, folks. And he can't openly, because of voters, he can't openly say he does not agree with Hamas. And everybody says, oh, there's a difference. The Palestinians or Hamas. No, because the Palestinians have left Gaza. What's left is Hamas. So why would we send aid or any type of aid to Gaza that Palestinians could get a hold of? They're going to drop aid. We're going to drop it by plane. Well, we just cut out the right people, handing the food aid to the right people to get it to the right people. Now we're just going to pitch it out there. No one thought about that. Yeah, just throw it out there and anybody can get it. Well, guess who's going to get it? Hamas, Hezbollah. It's been tried. It didn't work before. They tried it in Iraq during the Iraq War. We have to take care of the Iraqis, remember? We can't let them starve. And who got the food? The antis, ISIS. They're going to drop it on the northern part. Well, that's Hamas, that's Hezbollah, and that's ISIS. Well, oh yeah, they're going to also drop it in the south too. Well, we got extremist Palestinians down there. I think the wise thing is, don't just drop it, and who cares who gets it. How about we put in control and say, with Jerusalem and Palestinians, how about we just hand you your aid, Palestinians? Why do we have to throw it out there for you to go find? Yeah. All right. See, that's Elly's opinion, but you know what? That's exactly what Netanyahu is saying. He says, U.S. don't do this. Netanyahu says, if you start dropping aid, anybody can get it. That was a statement. And I run with it. Who can get it? Well, look at Ukraine. Hey, we're going to send you a bunch of weapons and a bunch of aids, and we're going to have this warehouse. You stop by, we give you the military equipment. Anybody was pulling up with trucks, and they just gave it to them. That we got to start. Then we said, Ukraine, give us where everything went. Oh, they don't keep track of that. Palestinians, how about you give us a sheet of where all the aid's going? Oh, we don't keep track of that because we're at war. I'm pretty sure there's an accountant below counting how much money they're getting. Oh yeah. All right. We're starting to see that we're going to maybe do a United States military port in Israel. Very smart. I believe this is very smart. And it should be that way. If we don't, Jinping is putting ports around the globe, wherever it could, military ports could either keep a shipping lane going, war, control of war, control of territory, future territory, future resources, maybe even putting in a railway or taking over some of the mines. If the United States right now, thank God the military isn't listening to foreign affairs or the Biden administration because they're acting on their own. They can go to a certain point, but then they got the Pentagon, they got Department of Defense that blocks them on things. But they're putting enough out there. And what the military is now asking for, the Navy, the Army, the Air Force, is we need ports. We need airstrips in these countries that China has now put theirs in. Very smart decision. Now, when you ask Floyd, what are we worried about with Floyd? Oh, he's got an operation. Oh, he's worried about gay rights. That's why it's so important. When we get into this next administration, we have to have a very strong foreign relations committee, intelligence committee. Our FBI, our CIA's got to be on the tops, and they got to be going after who's important, not political figures. The Pentagon. Quit talking about aliens. Come on. Everybody's going to chase aliens anyway. The Pentagon needs to be worried about what equipment we have, the bombs we have, the missiles we have. Where are these wars at? That's what the Pentagon is about. It's not about chasing little green men. Damn. I don't know how many times everybody chases this little green man on YouTube. It's clickbait. Quit. Just go watch Skinwalker Ranch, folks. Quit chasing the little green aliens and the lizard people. We need the Pentagon to start looking into Space Force. How many are starting to put missiles into space? What about the newest ones with Iran? Iran has bases close enough and missiles close enough that they could hit Florida, Texas, probably the southern cities. Not only that, but maybe even California. Quit looking at aliens. Let's start building up our military. Let's open up these plants again that we could start putting ammunition out and military equipment and just quit giving it away. Okay. I could go on and on, folks. I don't want to go there. Boko Haram and jihadists. Oh yeah, here's Boko Haram again. Just when we thought we hadn't heard from them in a while. Yeah, they decide to kidnap dozens of women. Why? Okay, get this. Oh, boy. When I started looking into it, it was like, why do they need a bunch of women again? I thought they had a bunch out of the Middle East and some of the other wars. Well, the average woman that they kidnap lives 5 years, and they have to replace them. So every 5 years, they have to whether it's Boko Haram or Hamas or Hezbollah or ISIS, Al-Qaeda, any of them. The women only last 5, 6 years. They got to go kidnap a bunch of them again. That's what I'm finding out. So they come in here for the women? We don't know. And the last one I have is Hungary meeting with Trump. We're going to start seeing Trump starting to meet with Middle East, European. I don't think he's so much on, I got a debate with Biden. That's what the Democrats think. Between now and a year, Trump has got, and his team, his lawyers, his aides, have got to start putting packages in order to veto. When remember Biden, he wrote them all, there was a stack of them. Remember that, Susan and Karen? Trump's going to have a bunch of those. but then he's got to be smart enough that it corrects the issues. You just can't say, oh, we ain't going to do that no more, like the Biden administration did. They have to have a plan because they're trying to rebuild to show America that it can be not only put back where it was in 2018-19, but it's new to where we can move on and become 2024. So that is it. We have, and hello again, Eddie Haskell. And we have trivia tomorrow. So come on back. We'll be on time. It'll be 6 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and 4 p.m. Pacific Time. All right. So with that, folks, we will see you tomorrow. And God bless. And hopefully William gets a hold of me. And we'll see how that goes. All right, folks, have a wonderful Thursday. I don't normally go on. I felt pretty good, and there was a lot of good news out there. Share and subscribe. Tell your friends and family about us, and ring that bell.